The film is about an incredibly important human rights issue, but at its core it's really about the life of the human heart.
You don't have democracy, you don't have human rights. They were arrested because they are dressed like this. The police say, oh, there is a gays here. 5 years in prison.
Well, you know, as Westerners telling a story about Africa, I think it was important to us to really, and Sean spoke to this at the beginning, to really kind of tell a story that's more about the human heart and in the context of this very difficult issue. And so that's something that we grappled with, you know, the whole time. For example, you know, one of the ways that we did that was, you know, trying to kind of protect the film from our own preconceptions of, you know, how to tell this activist story, you know, so we really tried to let the characters' lives speak and get out of the way as much as possible. And an example of that is the silhouette scene. You know, we had gone to do a traditional interview with Gertrude, and it was a harrowing day. It took several hours to get there, and we got there and her girlfriend was there, and she was like, I won't be on camera, and and we're like, oh my God, like, you know, what's happening? And then, of course, then the power goes out, and we're like, oh my, like, we should just pack up and go home at this point. And then, you know, they started lighting candles, and this incredibly intimate, we didn't know that she had been raped, even though we had spent months, like almost 2 months with her at this point. And there was something about just what came forward very organically in her life, as, you know, it accidentally. And so that's kind of, you know, really been a big part of the filmmaking process, and our process as artists is to, you know, just kind of let the story tell itself. And so we really kind of hope that that's, you know, how the message comes through is through them and not so much through us.
C'est illégal au Cameroun pour deux personnes de même sexe de faire l'amour. Tu ne peux pas vivre ta vie d'homosexuel au Cameroun. Tu seras à un moment donné ou un autre rattrapé par la loi.
I do know that it is very important to, as I said in my introduction, get behind the data and to tell the stories of people's personal lives in their own voices as a way for audiences to truly connect. And so I think that obviously we use platforms like this to raise funds for the organizations that are so, you know, desperately in need of help. I know that Alternative has received some partial funding for the healthcare efforts that they provide, but the need is so much greater than that, and so that's where Human Rights Watch will come in to assist.
So there are actually a bunch of new LGBT centers springing up in Cameroon. There's one in Yaoundé called Humanity First, I think. And there's, I think there are more than one now. None of them, though, actually provide medical treatment. They do prevention work, but they don't actually do the treatment. As far as I know, I could be wrong. There could be a new one also. But yes, they definitely know each other.
They're in a hard situation. And so how did you explain your existence? Was there some other, for instance, Cedric's mother, there was a film crew there, yet he hadn't come out. So what was the story? How did that?
Yeah, so everybody who works at the center says that it's an HIV/AIDS prevention and treatment center. And everybody knows that it exists and what its name is and everything. And so we said we were making a film about the center and wanted to understand the lives of some of the people who worked there. And that was the cover.
Well, it was brilliant, and it was incredibly moving, and thank you very much for doing it.